This guy had one of the greatest 4-year runs in NFL history, and most of you probably don't know who he is. Let's change that. Selected in the 4th round out of Henderson State as a defensive back by the St. Louis Cardinals in 1979, rookie Roy Green would make an immediate impact on the game's biggest stage.
Yeah, here is Septien's high kickoff. Chasing Roy Green back into the end zone about 5 yards deep, where out he comes. And out he goes. This might be an all-time record. He was 5 yards deep in the end zone. No flags anywhere.
Against America's team, Green would tie the NFL record for the longest kickoff return. Green was a key contributor on defense, but it was his play on special teams that made him exceptional. In 1981, a chain of unforeseen events would change the fortunes of Green and the young Cardinals team. Heading into a division game against the Cowboys, the Cardinals receiving corps had suffered a rash of injuries.
Mel Gray, Pat were a little banged up, wasn't sure how much they'd be able to play. So I was going to be the insurance policy.
Long bomb. He's open. Walls was back there with him. What a catch. But nevertheless, a superb catch. What a catch. Roy Green.
In the locker room of the game, he said, "You know you're starting next week."
The rest was history. Dubbed Pro Football Superman by NFL Films, Green's 1981 campaign was one for the record books. He became the first two-way player in more than 2 decades. He led the Cardinals in touchdowns while averaging a conference-best 21 yards per reception. He also had 3 interceptions and became the first player since 1957 to intercept a pass and catch a touchdown in the same game. Named the team's MVP and All-Pro by Sports Illustrated, Green had ascended from unknown mid-level draft pick to NFL stardom. Green switched to number 81 in 1982 to play receiver full-time and became the best in the game. From 1982 to 1984, Green terrorized NFL defenses. He was named All-Pro twice, while leading the Cardinals to 3 consecutive winning seasons and a playoff berth in 1982. By the end of the 1984 season, the Cardinals were on the verge of winning their first division title in almost a decade. All they had to do was beat the reigning 2-time NFC champion, with 5 future Hall of Famers on the road.
The first thing to know about the St. Louis Cardinals is that they have some fine players. Neil Lomax and Roy Green, for instance, burned Washington for this 83-yard touchdown earlier in the season. And O.J. Anderson continues to be a punishing, effective runner. The Cardinals beat Washington in October on this Neil O'Donoghue field goal. But the second thing to know about the Cardinals is this: they don't have nearly the big game experience of the Redskins. None of the Cardinals has ever played in a game with so much at stake. Never have they found themselves in this kind of pressure cooker, in this kind of stadium, with this kind of crowd.
The moment seemed too big for the Cardinals. Washington was rolling, while the Cardinals were stuck in neutral. Green was a non-factor, as he was either being double-teamed or hounded by future Hall of Famer, number 28, Darryl Green.
Lomax going in that direction. He may have it. No, it's picked off by Darryl Green. The Diesel is in the end zone.
Washington seemed destined for another division title. However, by game's end, Green and the Cardinals would show that they indeed had the heart of a champion. The Cardinals began to stifle Washington's offense. Then they unleashed the jet stream.
He does get it away to Green, and what a catch. Green, I don't think they'll catch it. Touchdown, Cardinals. Blitz Lomax. Has a man, Roy Green has the touchdown.
By game's end, Green had torched Washington's defense for 196 yards and 2 touchdowns. The Cardinals took a late fourth quarter lead on Green's last touchdown. However, Washington were champions for a reason, marching on a long drive and taking the lead on a late fourth quarter field goal. With seconds left, the Cardinals frantically drove downfield to attempt a last-second field goal.
It's to Pittman. They're going to have to hurry. They're going to have to hurry. Rich Bilott dragged him down. 13 seconds on the clock.
The future seemed bright for Green and the young Cardinals. But the Cardinals would fail to make the playoffs again until 1998, and Green would suffer through multiple injuries over the next few seasons. Yes, he would show flashes of his former self, but he was truly never the great player that he once was. But for 4 superlative years, Green showed that he was one of the best in the game and should be remembered as one of the greats.